Hi, for our substance abuse discussion, I had aerosols, anesthetic gases, and other inhalants. In the US, over 22 million over the age of 12 have tried or are using inhalant substances, and about 750,000 people report using them for the first time each year. In South Dakota, there is no specific trend tracking this, but is said to mimic or mirror the national trends, with about 3.5% of 8th graders trying or using inhalant substances. These substances are found in everyday products and are readily available and mostly inexpensive compared to other substances and drugs. You can find them in household products such as cleaning solutions, spray paint, air fresheners, glues, markers like the old Expo markers and Sharpies, and nail polish remover. Another commonly abused substance is Whippets. It's used to make whipped cream from culinary students. You might have seen them, like baristas using it. You can get them for culinary purposes, but it's nitrous oxide and people use it for its psychoactive effect. And then volatile solvents. They're found in gasoline, paint thinners, and certain cleaning products. The most common age group for these drugs are adolescents, typically late middle school, early high school, due to peer pressure, lack of parental supervision, and just curiosity of these substances. And then the other group is low economic people, and those in rural areas are common to use inhalants due to the inexpensiveness, the lack of resources, and hardships. People with these substances are usually affected like an alcohol intoxication. They can have drowsiness, slurred speech, euphoria, dizziness, and some inhalations may cause hallucinations and brief feelings of being high, such as a typical like cocaine or meth, and they can lead to mild sedation. They're not usually physically addictive, but they can be psychological dependent, and they can have chronically abused can have tolerance built up. The obvious health impact is lung damage. It can lead to chronic respiratory issues, and then the chronic use of inhalants can cause permanent brain damage that affects the cognitive function, memory, and motor coordination. A lot of inhalation drugs are toxic to kidneys and livers and will eventually lead to organ failure, like certain anesthetic gases like nitrous oxide or laughing gas, if you have to have pre-op clearance for them. And then just inhalants like butane can cause an increased risk for MIs and arrhythmias. And in general, they can reduce the life expectancy. In federal law, inhalants are not specific categories, but things like nitrous oxide or anesthetics may be regulated because of the abuse potential. In South Dakota, it is illegal to use or distribute inhalants, and the misuse of chemicals that can cause intoxication is criminalized and includes solvents, aerosols, and gases. Excuse me. Possessions and things like having spray paint just for the purpose of inhaling it is usually a misdemeanor offense with fines, and they can have probation and probably mandatory counseling. Distribution and or manufacturing with the intent of abuse can lead to felony charges and prison time. And the most common crime is probably linked to spray paint, as it can commonly be used to tag or graffiti objects as they inhale, they spray, they tag. Families can suffer from the financial and emotional burden. Car accidents can happen because people get behind the wheel while they're intoxicated or high. Excuse me. The abuser may have lower productivity at work, less focus, less time, resulting in them being fired because of the lack of attentiveness, really, and going back into homelessness because it can be an issue due to the abuser's instability. And theft may happen because they can steal from stores, families, friends. If you work in a healthcare field, you may have somebody stealing anesthetic gases without you knowing. That is what I found on substance abuse of anesthetics, aerosols, and other inhalants. Thank you.